Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my face. So this is the 100k Q&A. I finally reached 100k. It took me 2 months and a week, which is crazy. You guys are insane. Why are there so many of you? Where are you all coming from? I mean, this is beyond any expectation I had. I didn't think I was going to get over 1,000, so you know. So the fact that I reached 100,000 probably faster than anyone I've ever heard of before is ridiculous. So as you probably saw in my previous vlog, I wanted some questions, and you guys delivered. I have far too many questions to be able to answer, and a lot of you asked like similar questions, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to shout individual people out because that would just be unfair on everyone, and I want to get through as many questions as possible. So, without further ado, let us get into the questions. So we're going to start simple with how are you, James? I am fine, thank you. How are you? How old are you? I am 20 years old, so pretty young. Why do you have such a deep voice when you're so young? I mean, I don't know. Puberty? Let me say it in my terms. This is puberty. Imagine puberty is a train coming along track. And there's me. Puberty hits. Normally it would hit and carry on through, but when it hit me, it derailed and all went to areas where it made my voice deep. So there you go. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and yeah, I've got a big family. There are a lot of us. I mean, yeah, big family. I'm the youngest of 6, so yeah. Do you like crumpets? Yeah, I like crumpets. Crumpets are amazing. Are you a wizard in real life? Yeah. What else would I be? A bum who doesn't work or do anything with his life? What is your favorite game of all time? Morrowind. Morrowind is the greatest game ever. I love the Elder Scrolls games, I love fantasy games, I love RPGs. So, you know, Morrowind was probably the most in-depth of all the Elder Scrolls games, so it's gonna have to be Morrowind. What is your favorite film? Spirited Away. Spirited Away is the greatest film ever created. I absolutely adore that film. And if you've never seen it, go watch it. Just go watch it right now. It's so good. It's absolutely brilliant. If you're into that kind of thing, of course. Do you play any instruments? Not anymore. I used to play piano, and I play piano quite a lot. I used to play drums, saxophone, and flute, trumpet. You know, just about anything. I liked music. I like music a lot, so I'd pick up an instrument and I'd learn to play it. But mainly piano and drums for me. How did you get such fab hair? I shower. Should try once in a while. Do you watch any YouTubers, and if so, who? I actually don't really watch YouTube very much. The only people I really tend to watch are the Fine Bros, who do the React videos, and if you've never heard of them, go look them up. Their videos are good. Just because it's really, really amusing people watching all the various opinions of people reacting things that I generally don't like Nicki Minaj. Ugh. What fictional place would you like to live in? I love this question. But it's a really obscure question that I've thought about so much. Because thinking non-logically, I would love to live in any fantasy world with like magic and orcs and heroes, and I'd love to be the badass with the sword that throws fireballs at people and be super awesome, and it would be great. But then you think about the reality of it, where you're living in basically medieval times, just with more danger, more death, and more of everything bad. So you know, it's one of those things that you don't really think about. But yeah, probably somewhere like Lord of the Rings. And I would like to live in the Shire, and I would like to be a hobbit, and I would like to not ever get a disease and die, because that would be really not beneficial to my health. Where did you get the name Waglington? Now, I drink, so sometimes when you consume too much alcohol, you make bad decisions. One of those bad decisions was the name Waglington, and for some reason that name stuck, so there you go. That's where it came from. I got drunk. How did you first get into Minecraft? Now, a friend of mine, way back in Alpha, downloaded the game off of some shady website and got me hooked on playing it too, and then I bought it way back in Alpha, so I've been playing Minecraft for a really, really, really long time. It's ridiculous. And yeah, it just sort of clicked with me. It was just fun. Bit of everything I enjoy, sort of. It's got RPG elements, and the fact you've got the exploration open world. You can make your own story kind of thing, which I used to really enjoy doing. I like building things and then pretending that they were already there and forgetting that I built them and making stories around them. Yeah. So basically, Maya Knight all by myself. All by myself? How did you meet the Maya Knighties? I actually met them on Maya Knight. I mean, I met Tom way back at Eurogamer, not last year, the year before, but obviously I was a fanboy. Sad times. But no, I should probably go into how I actually got onto Maya Knight for a start. I was with Fire UK as their projects manager, and they needed a hand doing some buildings on a server, so they just invited me along. I had no idea what the server was or why I was helping them on it, but you know, they were building, so I was building along with them. And then Tom appeared on the server, and Sin HD, and I didn't click who he actually was until someone said, "You're on Tom Syndicate's live stream. He's looking at you," and I was very confused, and then very frightened, and it all went from there. So literally just from being on Maya Knight by pure accident, that is how I got into Maya Knight. And then at the end of Season 1, or just before Season 2, I got a message from Tom saying, we want you in Season 2, but to play and record. So there you go, that's how I got into Maya Knight. By pure dumb luck and complete accidental coincidence. It's great, isn't it? What type of music are you into, and what is your favourite band? I actually have slightly odd music taste. I love metal and rock. I like indie type stuff, but I also really like classical. So I go from the spectrum of the heaviest music you can think of to probably the softest music you can think of, like piano, you know, nice bit of nice relaxing jazz. So my music playlist will go from something like Disney, so you know, Let It Go, Bare Necessities, then I'll go to some Slipknot or some other considerably heavier death metal, and then to, you know, Mozart or Beethoven. You know, I have all taste in music, but my favourite has got to be, well, at least at the very moment, it is a band called Soilwork, which is a metal band, and they're absolutely brilliant. Their latest album is so good. So good. What is your biggest fear? My biggest fear is going in aeroplanes. For some reason, it sets off my anxiety like crazy. So if I get in an aeroplane, I become a gibbering wreck of uselessness and sort of flail about and make myself look stupid. I'm good at that one. How do you build such awesome buildings in Minecraft? Firstly, thank you. Thank you for saying I'm awesome. To all the people that said I was awesome. I didn't totally make that up myself. But no, my buildings literally just wing it, really. I look at a reference image and then I try and build what I can from that using the blocks that you have in Minecraft. It's just something that I've always been alright at. I'm not the best, there are people so much better than me. I mean, Blockworks, for example, are brilliant, and they make me look so bad. But, you know, I'm an okay builder, and it's literally just from practice and having a good eye for it, I guess. What games do you play other than Minecraft? Well, as I mentioned, I play the Elder Scrolls games, so I like anything RPG related, so anything like that. I mean, I have a very broad taste in games, so I'll play anything. I mean, FPS. I'm not a big fan of sports games unless they're generally particularly violent, so yeah, that's probably not the best thing to be advertising. I like you know, UFC type games. I like the old wrestling games back on the PlayStation 2. I mean, I'll play anything really. I'd give anything a shot if it's not FIFA. I hate that game. Ugh. Favorite supermarket? Asda. For you Americans, that's the English Walmart. But you know, that is the best shop you're gonna get in the UK. I mean, come on, that's everything. And it's not Morrison's, so that's always a bonus. What advice do you have for new YouTubers? Now, this is a question I actually get asked a lot. I mean, I get it a ridiculous amount. Don't ask me. That is the first piece of advice I will give you, because I have no idea. I'm a new YouTuber myself. I mean, like I say, I've been doing it for 2 months, and yeah, I'm not sure why I've gotten so popular, but I have, and I'm probably not the best example to follow. You probably want to look for people that have actually, you know, been doing it for a while and actually have some solid advice to give, not someone who's still flailing around right at the beginnings of their channel. This leads on to the question of, why have I become so popular? Which is a question a few people have asked. And that is for the simple fact that I'm on Maya Night with Tom Syndicate, Captain Sparkles, Firefox, Jericho. I mean, they're big names, they're huge names in this community, and that's going to get you a lot of brownie points. But in saying that, all that does is give me the exposure. To keep people, my content needs to be good at the very, very least, and the fact that I get as many views as I do on average on per video clearly is an indicator that I'm doing something right. So while they have got me the exposure and the advertising I need, which actually, in saying that I have no advice for new channels, you need to advertise like crazy. You need to get your channel seen. That is the first step. Get your channel seen, and that's what I have managed to do. I've got my channel seen, and the fact that people are staying shows that I am doing something right with that channel, and you guys must like it, otherwise you would have all left me and hurled abuse at me continuously. So, that's how. Good. Would you rather have a pet dinosaur or a magical unicorn? I mean, this is a serious question that there is no easy answer to. I mean, a dinosaur would be cool, but I'd probably have to go for like a herbivore, like a Triceratops, and I'd ride it, because that would be useful and it won't eat me. But on the other hand, there's also the fact that there's a magical unicorn and it has magic. And depending on what that magic is, it could be infinitely more useful than a dinosaur. So I'd have to, depends on the type of magic of the unicorn. So if that unicorn can grant me wishes and stuff, and I mean, that would be good. But if it's just like, it can heal you every now and then, I'll go for a Triceratops, because then I can just, ride a Triceratops. I mean, who wouldn't want to? How do you pronounce your last name? It is Hayes. It's a really shit last name. I'm not impressed with it. It's a bit boring, a bit bland, quite common. But what can you do about it, besides change it legally? What is your favourite animal? My favourite animal is a wolf. I mean, wolves are just cool. They're just so awesome. That's the only reason why. There's no particular meaning behind my like of wolves. They're just really cool. If I was an animal, I would want to be a wolf. So this is a question that stood out for me, is what are your thoughts on how well everyone has taken to you, and possible future doors this has opened for you? Now, I mean, that's a really good question for a start. My thoughts on it are, it's absolutely overwhelming. I have no idea how to take it, to be completely honest, because how do you take going from being watched by nobody to being watched by averaging almost 50,000 people daily? I mean, it's insane. So there's 100,000 of you who have subscribed to me, and that is mental. I mean, yeah, no words. I mean, you guys have literally just blown my mind, and I have no idea how to, and yeah, thank you. But future doors this has opened for me. I mean, you're giving me a career, which, I mean, if giving anyone a career is something that they can't really repay, you've basically secured some kind of livelihood, at least for the near future, and possible doors that's open to me. I mean, that means I can, at the very least, if YouTube doesn't kick off, it gives me contact with people that can help me get a future role somewhere. I mean, I've now got experience in dealing with a lot of people, which is actually surprisingly good experience. I mean, it's literally just, my world has gone from that to that. I mean, the future is whatever I want to make it now. So, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Would you rather shit a brick or piss a golf ball? Now, the last question is an example of a brilliant question. This question makes me worry for your brain and what is going on in it. Because clearly, everyone knows that shitting a brick would be considerably less uncomfortable than trying to piss a golf ball, because your ass expands to, at least to some degree. Your penis hole? Oh no! No, that thing's like, you're not getting in there without, or anything out of there without some severe issues. I'd rather not go through that. I think the brick would be considerably more pleasant. If you were stuck on an island, would you want to be with Tom, Tucker, Sonia, or Jordan? Well, the only way I can really answer this question is if I knew how much meat content each person had, as you know, you're on an island. If you're running out of food, who's the one that's gonna like provide you the most food? So which one would I kill and eat, basically? And I don't know who's the pudgiest, but whoever that is, they're fucked. What is your favourite Pokemon? My favourite Pokemon is Dragonite, the big orange dragon, because he's so cool. He's so derpy and happy, yet such a badass at the same time. I feel like if I was a Pokemon, I would be a Dragonite, because he just looks so cheerful and happy, and he's actually just like a badass, super awesome, powerful ninja of death and power. What was life like before Mionite? Considerably less interesting. That's really it. What was your favourite school subject? My favourite school subject was English, as I have an avid love of fantasy and things like that, so things like Lord of the Rings. And I, for a very long time, really wanted to write my own novel, and I've actually managed to write one, although that is somewhere else and I may have misplaced it. However, that is something I still want to do in the future. Probably won't release it because I don't care for that. It's literally just for my own personal amusement. I absolutely adore writing. So, there you go, English. When did you start doing videos? I actually started doing videos when I was 15. It's something I had always wanted to do, and I used to do free running videos with a couple friends of mine. We won't ever talk about that. Maybe when I reach 1 million subs, you might get to see one. So probably never. So but yeah, I've been doing. I then waited for a very long time, a few years. So did a couple when I was 15. Waited 5 years, so I'm 20 now. And that is when I actually started my channel again. I didn't really take it very seriously, but until 2 months ago when I had the opportunity to kick off if I took it seriously. So I did what anybody else would do in the situation and seriously knuckled down. Seriously started thinking about doing my videos daily, and look where it's got me now. Do you plan to bring out any content besides Mionite? Absolutely. At the moment, I am on a 0.4 upload, which, if you are in the know, that is terrible if you want to do YouTube. I mean, I'm taking about 16 hours every day to upload one episode of Mionite. So at the moment, it's actually not really feasible for me to bring out anything else, which is why you're only seeing Mionite. But as soon as I can, there will be other things. Obviously, there will still be Mionite daily, but then there'll be other things. I'm thinking a modded Skyrim series. I'm not sure what else yet, so if you want to throw your thoughts down in the comments, then I would love to see what you guys want to see me recording, because that'd be great. So these two questions are tied in together. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And what is your favourite food? Because it would have to be your favourite food. And honestly, it would have to be macaroni cheese with bacon if I was to go for a meal. And if I was to go for a single food, mango. Mango's really, really good. It's thirst quenching, quenches your hunger. I mean, mango is just so good. I mean, I love mango. Frogs or toads? Thank you, Ashley Marie, for this wonderful question. Frogs. Because I have a friend who used to keep toads, and if you've ever been bit by a toad and you know that pain, you would know to avoid toads because they hurt like shit. It's so painful. I've even got scars on my fingers from some bastard toad who tickled its chin and it just took a chunk out of me. Asshole! Did anyone teach you to build in Minecraft? No. Nobody's ever taught me to build. I've looked at other people's builds, which is where I've gotten some inspiration from, but I generally just look at real buildings, things that really exist, or like artists have drawn, and generally take things from there. It's a lot easier than ever being taught to build, because there's no kind of set thing you can be taught. It's more of a sort of pick up as you go along thing than you need to do this, this, and this to be able to build. It doesn't quite work like that, so you can't really be taught. Favorite mystical creature? Gotta be a dragon. I mean, dragons are so cool. I mean, giant, fire-breathing. It depends on what dragon you go for. I mean, depending on what kind of mythological setting you go for. I like the dragons that are all-powerful, all-knowing, generally kind of nice unless you piss them off. They can talk to you, and you know, they got magic, and dragons are just so diverse and interesting. I mean, if they were real, we'd all be fucked, but the fact that they're not makes them even better. But no, I like the fact that a dragon has so many different forms. So, I mean, you've got the Minotaur, which is a giant bull creature, walks around, headbutts things probably. It's kind of boring. Dragon, you've got ones that don't talk and eat people, or you've got ones that have 4 legs, ones with 2 legs, ones that, you know, dragons, they can be anything you really want them to be. A bit like any form of magical creature, I guess. They can be anything. It's great. I like dragons. What is the most questionest question to ever question? Probably that question. What will you call your subscribers? That, I have no idea. What do you want to be called? You tell me. Would you prefer to eat chocolate-flavoured poo or poo-flavoured chocolate? Chocolate-flavoured poo? I mean, I already eat the rest of the animal. I mean, it doesn't really bother me as long as it doesn't taste like actual poo. Who in their right mind would eat something that actually tastes like poo? I mean, I'll eat anything as long as it tastes alright. It doesn't really bother me, but eating something that tastes like poo just because you want to avoid eating poo? What's wrong with you? Why is your chicken called Kevin? Because why not? I just came up with the name, just randomly. Just wanted it to be called Kevin. It's one of those on-the-spot things that happens. Kevin is a great name. I love Kevin. Beautiful Kevin. I think Tom killed him. What was the first platform you ever played on? Mine was the Sega Mega Drive. First game I ever played was Sonic on the Sega Mega Drive, so there you go. What are your hobbies? Gaming. Sitting. Sleeping. Eating. I mean, they're classed as hobbies, right? Right? What is the last thing you downloaded? A game called Elite Dangerous. It's on Steam. Go check it out. It's so good. I played it at I-54 on the Oculus Rift using these crazy Mad Catz like stick thing. Don't ask what the movements are. I don't know. It was like a stick with a thruster and everything. It was brilliant. So much fun. That game is literally... For me, at least, I like to do the cargo missions. So if you've ever played Euro Truck Sim, imagine that, but in space. It's brilliant. So good. Go play it. Now, how did you feel when you started YouTube? I was actually terrified because I'm not the most confident of people, as a lot of you have probably picked up by now. But, you know, you got to take that step forward and get yourself out there, so I did it, and it worked. So at first, scared. Now, fantastic. I absolutely love it. How many times have you gotten your dick stuck in your PC disc tray? Too many. Too many. I mean, those disc trays, they know how to please a man. But once you try to pull out, that's it. They're all up in there. No escape. Describe I-54 in one word. Insane. What role do you prefer? Season 1 builder or Season 2 player? I'm not fussed, really. I mean, Season 2 player is obviously more interesting, more fun, because it's a lot more of a diverse thing to do, but I loved being Season 1 builder too. I mean, yeah, not really fussed. Favorite TV series? At the moment it's Grimm, because that's a really, really good TV series, but I'm sure I have other favorites that I don't really think of when I'm watching other series, so I don't know. Do you like cats? This is where a lot of people are going to cry at me. No, I really don't like cats. Really don't like cats. Which leg is your favorite leg? Whichever leg is the leggiest leg. That leg. Can I ask you a question? No. No, you cannot. How rude. Did you know any YouTubers before Maya Night? Well, yeah, I knew a couple. I don't really think of them as YouTubers, they're just people, so what they do on the internet or out of the internet is not really something I really think about or really care about. I mean, a friend's a friend, a person's a person, doesn't matter what they do, so yes, I did, but why does that matter? I mean, they're still people. Where in the world would you like to travel and why? I mean, there are loads of places I'd like to go. Firstly, like New Zealand, because Lord of the Rings was filmed there, and The Hobbit, and I'd like to go and visit that. America, because there's so many different places to visit in America, and I would love to just tour the country, because England sucks. It's so boring. You Americans have no idea how lucky you are. I'd love to go to Canada, because I like snow. I would love to go to so many places, anywhere that's not England, and I won't get murdered. Not many places. But there. How experienced were you at free running? Now, for those of you who don't know, I used to free run. I used to like doing flips and stuff, and I was pretty experienced. I used to go to a gymnasium and do practice like on a sprung floor, used to do parallel bars and stuff as practice for free running, used to play around on trampolines and stuff. So I was pretty good. I mean, I was alright. I was pretty experienced. Nothing incredible, but I was good. How salty is Tucker? I mean, if you dipped him headfirst in the Pacific Ocean, the salt content would triple. Favorite color? My favorite color is orange. Favorite drink? My favorite drink is tea. I mean, everyone knows that. How did you get involved with Fire UK? I was actually doing a project with another group that then were called Team Skullburn, and they were building for us for a little while. Then after I left that team, I ended up joining Fire UK, so that's how I got involved with them. Just, again, I have a habit of coincidentally, accidentally ending up in places with people like that. Don't know how or why. Unicorns or llamas? Now anyone who knows me knows the answer to this question. And it's llamas. Llamas are so cool! I love me some llamas. Llamas are great. Favorite Mortal Kombat character? Raiden. Just because thunder and godliness and super powerful lightning man. He's awesome. And his moves are great. He's pretty powerful and I generally do pretty well with him. Your voice doesn't match your face. Will you do a setup vid? Probably at some point. Yeah, I've got some stuff coming up, maybe in the future, so expect to see one at some point soon-ish, maybe in the next couple of months. How tall are you? I am 5'9", so I'm not that tall. I mean, if you want to go and convert that into whatever measurement makes sense to you, yeah, I'm not that tall. I'm not a very big guy. Favorite console? I'm a bit of a PlayStation fanboy, I'm not gonna lie. I love PlayStation, so my favourite console is going to be the PS4 at the moment because, you know, it's brilliant. It's so good, and the quality's great, and it doesn't crash as often as my PS3 used to, so bonus. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That is actually a really easy question to answer. It's the egg, because chickens have, you know, there's been other creatures before chickens. Something evolved into that chicken, and that something used to lay eggs, so therefore the egg came first, like, by millions of years. Like, chicken, so outdone by the egg. Egg supreme. All hail egg. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I think that's gonna do it for the questions. I mean, I had so many, and that's not all of them by any means. But I'm gonna end it here. I just want to say one more time, thank you so much for getting me to 100k. This is unbelievable, and hopefully things just improve and improve in the future. My content's going to be improving more and more, so see you guys later. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.